Okay, I hope my screen is visible. Good evening, Shashwant. Okay, let's get it started. It's already 8:02. So we were discussing about the Java main method. So I'm going to give you the complete picture about the Java main method. So the first question on top of Java main method is, what is the requirement of main method in Java? We have discussed this, right? So all the instructions in the main method will get executed. So if you want to define any business logic and if you want to do the control, if you want to transfer the control to a different method, you can do that from the main method itself. Okay, it is going to act as a starting point and the ending point. It is going to act as a starting point and the ending point for the executions. In order to do that, we require a main method, right? The program will start from main method and the program will terminate from the main method. And in between, the instructions that you are giving into the main method is going to define about the application. So you can do the control transfer, right? In the main method, you can have set of instructions, and one of the instructions can be a control transfer to a different method. You can call a different method. Again, the control transfer is happening, but everything can be done only from the main method. So that's the point here. That's why it says to define the starting point and ending point to get executed, we require main method. Right. Second question, could you please let me know if I perform the compilation for the below program, would I get any error? So this is the program. You need to do some observation here. Okay, I have a program and I have defined three classes: class A, class B, and the class test. Okay, but main method is missing here. So I haven't specified any main method in any class, in any of these classes. Okay, so if I do the compilation, I won't get any error in the compilation. During the compilation time, I don't get any error, but in the runtime, I will get error. So that's why the answer is what? No, you don't get any compile time error, because compiler is going to check for the syntactical errors, not for the main method. Okay, it's not the compiler job to check whether the programmer has defined the main method or not. It's not the compiler job. Compiler is okay if you haven't defined any main method, compiler is okay with that. It will not throw any compile time error, but you will get error in the runtime. Okay. The next question is, you can place any number of classes in Java file, but during the execution, it's our responsibility to load the main class name as follows. Okay, we have seen these things. I don't think any discussion is required on this. Do you think that main method is a user-defined one or the predefined one? Okay, the answer is what? It is neither predefined method nor the user-defined method, because it is a conventional method with a fixed prototype and user-defined implementation. This should be your answer. Why this should be your answer? I have already given the explanation for this particular theory. Justification has been given in the yesterday's class itself. Right. Next question is what is the requirement to declare the main method as public? Because to get access to make the scope available to the main thread. Okay, if you declare it as private, okay, you are restricting the scope. Default scope is restricted, protected scope is restricted, but public scope is being available. Okay, fifth question, in Java application, if I declare the main method without public, would I get a compilation error or a runtime error? Again, the same question, there will be no compilation error, but you will get the runtime error. The next question is, what is the requirement to declare the main method as static? So it is the internal implementation. We have discussed about this yesterday, because if the main method is static, with the help of the class name, the method can be called easily. If it is non-static, object needs to be created, and that is it's a kind of a deal. Okay, the main thread is designed in such a way that it is going to look for the main method with the static prototype. Right, this explanation has been given in the yesterday's class itself. So, and again, below program is valid or invalid. Of course, this is valid. Why this is valid? You can change the order, static public or public static. Order can be interchanged, because both these keywords are talking about the scope. Okay, that's why it can be interchanged. Okay, you can interchange the placeholders of public and static keywords in the main method. There will be no errors in the runtime. It is completely valid. Okay, just a quick recap about the yesterday's class. Okay, recap has been done completely. Let us discuss few more points on top of Java main method. The next question. So question number 7. Okay, today question number 8. Okay, at least you will get one question from out of these questions. Next question is, so in Java application, in Java applications, if we declare main method without the static keyword, then what will be the consequences? Okay, what is the actual prototype of the main method? So this is the actual prototype, or I can say that the JVM is going to recognize the main method if it is defined in this way. This is the valid main method. Okay, the question is the moment if you remove the static keyword, what will be the consequences? What will be the consequences the moment you remove the static keyword? Usually we need to perform two things. We know that already. Every time to execute a program, okay, not only the execution, we should also perform what? We should also perform the compilation. So there are two things involved here in every Java program. What is that? Compilation, and the second part is what? Execution. Okay, first question is, if I remove the static keyword, will I get any compilation errors? Will I get any compilation errors? The answer is there will be no compilation error. There will be no compile time errors, because compiler is going to treat this method as an ordinary method. It is not going to worry about the main method. Even if you define it or if you don't define it, okay, compiler is not going to check whether you have defined the main method or not. That is not its job. Compiler will only validate the code. Validating in the sense whether the code is syntactically correct or not. That's it. That much validation it will do. It will not worry about whether if you have declared the main method or if you don't declare the main method. Okay, but you will get the error in what? During the execution you will get error. What is that error that we are going to get? Okay, my question is very simple. The moment you remove the static keyword, what are the consequences? Okay, let us complete the first part. What is it? The compilation part. Okay, for that I need the command prompt. Okay, soon we will get rid of this command prompt. After the oops concept, we will start using the Eclipse editor. Okay, I recommend you to use the notepad and you just start doing the compilation execution in the command prompt itself, so that you can gain more knowledge. You make a lot of mistakes, you see a lot of errors, you can learn a lot from your mistakes. Java is like that. Okay, if you don't make any mistakes, it is like you are not in the good track. If you don't see any errors, it is like you are not in the good track. You should see errors, you should make mistakes. From the mistakes you will learn. Okay, that's why I highly recommend you to use the notepad along with the command prompt for the compilation and the execution. Is it clear, everyone? Yes, no? Answer me. Are you getting my point? I recommend you to use the command prompt for the practicing purpose. Okay, do not depend upon the editors. Right? Good. Okay, compilation. Java C space test.java. 1 minute, I'm sorry, ignore this error. Okay, because the reason why we are getting this error is our directory is not correct. Okay, the Java file has been stored in this directory. This is the directory where we have stored the Java file. Someone has joined. Okay, so Java C space test.java. Do you see any compilation error? No compilation error, because the compiler is going to treat this method as an ordinary method. Do you think this is the main method? No, it is not a main method, because the main method prototype is what? It should be public, it should be static. Here the static keyword is missing. This is not even a main method, but compiler will treat this method as an ordinary method. That's why it will not throw any error. Okay, compilation is successful, but during the execution, we will get error. Okay, main method is not static. See, it says main method is not static. Okay, please define the main method as follows. It is clearly telling you to declare the main method as static. Okay, by this we can conclude what? Okay, compilation, we are not getting any error. There will be no compile time errors. There will be no compile time errors because the compiler will treat the given method as an ordinary method and it will look only for the syntax errors. It would not check whether if the programmer has defined the main method or not. That's why there is no compilation error during the compilation. Then during the execution time, during the execution time, there will be an error because at the time of execution, the main thread will be created by the JVM and the main thread will try to get access to the main method with the specified prototype. It should be always public static void main. However, the specified prototype is missing, so that it will throw an error as follows. So there will be little more theory. Okay, so you need to stick to this theory. This will be the error. The main method is non-static in the class. Please define the main method. So by this you can conclude that the main method should be mandatory and the prototype is should also be mandatory. You should follow this prototype. Making sense? Okay. By this we can conclude about this question number 8. In Java application, if you declare main method without static keyword, what will be the consequences? The answer can be during the compilation time there will be no errors, but during the execution time there will be an error because main method will look for this prototype. So this is the complete picture for this particular question. This is how you should answer in the interview room. Okay. Next question. Okay, this question is very important. Your attention is required. Question number 9. Okay, what is the requirement to provide void as return type in the main method? Okay, we have been seeing about the main method for so many days. Let us look at this main method. Public static void. Why it should be void? Why it cannot be integer? Or why it cannot be any other data type? Why it should always be void? Do you have any thoughts for this? Why it should always be void? Okay, listen here. What actually the main thread is going to look for is, let us take a simple statement, System.out.println. Okay, here I am specifying a small line to be printed in the console. Okay, the line is going to be what? Main method. Okay, if I start executing this code, this particular piece of code, the output is going to be main method. Okay, it is not like just main method is going to get displayed in the console directly. Okay, so many steps are involved behind the scenes, right? So many steps are involved behind the scenes. Okay, and there is a one branching statement is there. You should start acknowledging this particular statement. You should get acquainted with this particular keyword. Okay, usually we call it as a branching statement. Okay, I'm just introducing it to you. Return statement. Return. Okay, return is a kind of thing like, okay, the moment the main thread is encountering this return statement, it will exit from the current method. Forceful exit. What is it? Forceful exit. For example, if you are going for a movie, you're going for a cinema, and sometimes you might be encountered the situation. What is that situation? Okay, the movie won't be going good. Okay, there will be 2 hours, first half and the second half. Okay, the first half itself will be boring. Okay, and you have an option to exit from the theater. That is called as what? You have an option to exit from the theater. It is not like it is mandatory for you to sit for 3 hours or complete watching the movie and come out of the theater. It is not like that. You have an option to come out of the theater. You have an option to exit from the theater. That is called as forceful execution. If the movie is not good, if the movie is not going good in the first half, if you feel you're not okay with the environment, or if you're not okay with the movie, you have an option to exit. It is not like you have bought the ticket, the movie is for 3 hours, you should sit inside the theater for 3 hours, then only you should go out. It is not like that. You have an option to exit. Yes or no? You have an option to exit. Okay, even the theater, okay, for the entry, there is a starting point, and for the exit there is a termination point. There is an exit point. Yes or no? For everything there is a starting point and end point. For example, the human life. Let us take the human life. Okay, even we have the fixed period of time, average fixed period of time. Our lifespan is also fixed. It is not like we can live for 1000 years. There is a fixed period. Our birth cycle, when you talk about the birth cycle, there is a birth, and there is an active state, and there is also death. Okay, there is a certain boundary for that. Likewise, main method is also like that. Okay, it has a starting point, it has an ending point. Okay, the moment, see, if you put return or if you don't put return, first let us understand this without using return statement. Let me take the paint screen. Okay, so this is our code. Usually what exactly is happening behind the scenes, you must get that knowledge completely. This is our small piece of code. This is our code, right? So we have a main method. So compilation is involved, and the JVM is also involved. Okay, the moment you start performing the compilation, before that you need to store this file as what? Test.java. Okay, then you need to send for the compilation. For the compilation, the command is very straightforward. Java C space test.java. The moment you give this command, the moment this command is specified, compiler will come into the picture, and this .java test.java file will be loaded inside the compiler, right? It will perform the compilation. If the compilation is successful, it is going to generate what? The test.java file will be converted to test.class file. So far we know all this. Okay, after this the main picture is coming. Main picture is what? We need to, compilation is done, now execution is pending, right? So for that, java space test. Okay, the moment this command is given, okay, the moment you have specified this command, java space test, it means firstly the test.class file will be loaded inside the JVM. Okay, this is what? JVM. Here this is JVM. Okay, test.class file will be loaded inside the JVM. Okay, because of this command, the JVM will get activated. The JVM is going to get activated just because of the command. JVM is activated. As soon as JVM is activated, it is like JVM is giving birth to the main thread. So this is the main thread. This is the main thread, and JVM has given a birth to the main thread. Why? Because of this command, JVM activated. As soon as the JVM is activated, it is giving birth to what? The main thread. Okay, this is the main thread. So main thread is just born. Okay, if you talk about the life cycle of this main thread will try to get access to what? It will try to get access to the main method. So it will look for the specified prototype. It should be public static void main. As soon as it finds the main method, it start executing all the instructions inside the main method. So main thread has just born. Okay, it has got access to the main method. All the instructions inside the main method will get executed. Now you understand one thing here. So this is the starting point. Okay, this is the starting point, not starting point, starting point. Okay, and this is the ending point. This is the ending point. Okay, let me specify it here, ending point, or the termination point, I can say, ending point. Starting point, ending point. All the instructions between the starting point and between the ending point will get executed. So there is only one instruction inside this. So this will get executed. Okay. The moment the main thread encounters the ending point, okay, the moment the main thread encounters the ending point, okay, it will disappear. It means it will die, I can say. It will die. It was alive until here. It was alive until here. As soon as it encounters the ending point, okay, it is going to die. Okay. If the main thread is dying, as soon as the main thread is dead, okay, the JVM will remain shut down. The JVM will also die. Instead of using die, I can say JVM is going to get shut down or deactivated. Okay, so the main thread is born as soon as you give this command. Okay, after as soon as it is born, it is going to get access to the main method. So this is starting point, this is ending point. Okay, so here we are talking about the void method, right? Void, return type is void. It means since it is void, it is not going to carry anything along with it. It should not carry anything because the job is going to get over. The job should be completed at the ending point. Okay, if you are specifying any return type here like integer, like for example, if you are specifying return type as integer or anything like string or float, it means at the ending point it should carry these values along with it. But usually in the human life, you know, we don't carry anything after as soon as the humans die, right? Okay, we will be buried directly like that. Just assume like that. Okay, at the ending point it is not supposed to carry anything. Okay, it should come out as empty. Okay, that's why the return type is what void means. It cannot carry anything. It cannot I mean this method is not going to return anything, simply void. Okay, if you are making the return type as integer or string or float, okay, at the ending point it is supposed to carry the values of that specific return type. If it is integer, something the value can be like 100, it is supposed to carry, but it is at the dying stage, it is at the ending point. Okay, it is not supposed to carry anything. That's why it is specified as void. Okay, let us understand this programmatically. Okay, for example, so this is our test class. Okay, this is our test class. If I give return here, this is called the forceful termination. This is called as what? Forceful exit. Forceful exit. At the same time, the return keyword should always be at the last. Even though you specify the return keyword, or if you don't specify the return keyword, the output is always going to be same. Output will not get affected. How it will not get affected? Let me run this. Java C space test, Java space test, main method. Output is going to be what? Main method. Even if you give return keyword or if you don't give return keyword, okay, the output will not get affected at all. Okay, let me run this now. Main method. Okay, so if you put return keyword, it is like the forceful exit. It is like forceful. You are you are telling the main thread to exit from this main method forcefully, right? If you don't put return keyword, it is like normal exit. Even though if you put or if you don't put, the output is going to be same. Okay, but there are some cases you need to do the forceful exit. For example, I'm taking for example integer a equal to 100. Integer a equal to 100. Okay, if a equal to a double equal to 100, here I am specifying a statement like forceful exit. Return. Okay, now this return statement is part of the if block. Okay, what does it really mean? When I run this program, when I perform the compilation, and when I perform the compilation, okay, the compiler is going to generate .class file. After that, I need to perform the execution. Okay, this is the starting point of the instruction. Okay, first line will be executed. So in the memory, 100 will be assigned to the variable a. Next, there will be a conditional check. Okay, a, this value, this variable a is again getting compared with the value 100. Okay, this is going to be true. If this is true, if block will get permission to get executed. Okay, first line is called forceful exit. This will be displayed in the console. Okay, next we are giving return. It means the main thread will get terminated here. This instruction will not get executed. What is the proof? Let me run this. See, forceful exit. Okay, even the return is playing a vital role. You are returning what? You are returning nothing. Return is empty. You are returning nothing. Why you have to return nothing? Because this is the main method with the return type as void. Okay, this is the forceful termination. You can also do this. You can also do this. It is just like walking into the theater. If you don't like the movie, you can come out to the theater the moment you don't like the movie. It is not like you should sit in the theater for 3 hours. Forceful exit. Just same like that. Here, if you talk about the life cycle of the main thread, okay, it was alive here in this line, it was alive in this line, it was alive in this line, it was also alive in this line. The moment it finds return, forceful exit. It died. It is coming out of this main method, and the JVM is getting shut down. This instruction is left abandoned. This is not getting executed. Okay, we are talking about the importance of the void return type. Since it is a void return type, even the thread is dying here. Okay, the thread is getting deactivated, I can say deactivated here, but at the time of getting deactivated, it is not extracting any value because the return is empty. This return is nothing because it's a void type, so you can just mention return. You're not specifying any value like 100. Okay, the moment the thread is trying, it should not carry any value. That's why it is always void. Making sense? Yes, no, any confusion? If you practice this, you will get it. Everyone, Darshini, Samyukta, Shashwant, Ganesh, are understanding this? Or any confusion? Why it is void? It should not carry anything at the time of dying, at the time of getting deactivated. Okay, because it is a starting point and it is a ending point of the what I can call it as a ending point of the program. I mean, starting point, and the program will start from here and program will end in the main method itself. It should end in the main method itself. That's why return. When you say return, it should not carry any value. It is a forceful return. If you don't specify this, even though if you specifying return or if you don't specify return, it will come out of this particular method as soon as it encounters the termination statement. This is a forceful termination. If you don't use this, a normal termination will be there. That's it. Okay, the theory can be like what this. I can draft the theory in such a way that, okay, this is the example. Okay, so please be informed that in Java there is a convention like to start the application logic and to at the starting point of the main method. I can say no, start the application logic at the starting point of the main method and to end the application logic at the ending point of the main method. Because the JVM always going to create what? Main method. The JVM always creates a main thread which is responsible forgive my spelling mistake, responsible to execute all the instructions inside the main method, and after executing the instructions at the termination point, the main thread gets deactivated and the JVM will get shut down. So it is not required to get any return value, because if there is any return value, something, again some logic needs to be done on top of the return value, right? Should not carry anything, because the next step is shutting down itself. JVM needs to get shut down. If the JVM needs to get shut down, the execution should be clean. Execution should be clean. Okay, there should be no pending execution. That's why the return type is always void. Means it will not expect any value at the termination stage. Okay, this is the explanation why it should be void. This is explanation, right? Next question. What is this? Question number 9. Okay. Next question number 10. In Java applications, if we provide, so this is also an interesting question. If we provide a main method without void as the return type, what would be the consequences? Very simple. Let me manipulate the question. Okay, so this is the typical main method. Okay, the correct main method. So this is how the main method does look like. Okay, syntactically correct, prototype is also correct. Okay, what the question says, instead of giving void, if you give integer as return type, what will be the consequences? Okay. The moment you give integer here, you should return something that is of integer type, integer in nature. Okay, it can be 100, anything, any integer value you should return, then the method becomes completely valid. Okay, what will be the consequences if you remove void and if you define any other data type as the return type? Okay, there are two stages always. Two stages will be there. Now you tell me, do we get compilation error for this? Do we get compilation error for this? Okay, we need to divide the program execution into two parts. One is compilation, second one is the execution. Okay, having said this, if I compile this code, will I get the compilation error or the compiler will be satisfied? Yes or no? Error or no error? If I compile this code, will I get any error? Almost we have discussed 3 questions on top of this. Again and again I am asking you, should be in a position to answer this. Error or no error? Come on, answer. Error or no error, or don't know? No error. Answer is no error. Definitely no error, guys. Why error will come? Because compiler will treat this method as an ordinary method. Compiler is going to be happy because the job of the JVM is to look for the main method, not the compiler, guys. Yes or no? The compiler has no issues. Okay, during the runtime I will get error. Runtime will give the error. Compilation is satisfied with the code. It will treat this method as an ordinary method. Yes or no? During the runtime you will get this error. Okay, you will. There are high chances that this question will be will be asked in the interview room. Okay, please ensure that compiler will not throw any error if you are not declaring the main method. Okay, remember this point. This is a key point. Okay. Okay, the compiler will not same thing I can write it here. Same thing, same question, but the type is different. That's it. The compiler, there will be no compile time errors because the compiler will treat the given method as an ordinary method. Whatever the method you give, it will treat as an ordinary method. It will not look only for syntax errors. It would not check whether if the program has taken main method or not. But during the execution time, there will be an error because at the time of execution, the main thread will be created, so and so and so. Prototype is missing. Okay, this is how the error is. The same question, but a little manipulation. That's it. Don't get any confused. Okay. Next question. Are you getting this? Ganesh, Shashwant, Ratnakumar. People who have mentioned these errors. Okay. So there will be no errors. Remember, keep this in mind. Okay. The next question. Question number 11. Okay. Why do you have any answers for this? Why the name of the main method is main? Why the name of the main method is main? Why the name of the main method is main? Answer is very simple. Okay, this main method, the name it's what? It's a kind of a generalization. Means it is, they thought some meaningful name needs to be given for the execution. Okay, that's why they have given it as a main method. There is no specific reason. It is just a generalization keyword. Main. For example, see, if I have a class, when I say the name of the class as add, okay, it means by looking at this class, you can able to guess, okay, this class is going to do the addition operation. Why addition operation? Because the name that is specified here is meaningful, right? Add. Okay. Again, if I take a class and if the name of the class is given as subtraction, okay, so this is a meaningful name, subtraction. Okay, meaningful name. Okay, in this class, it will be illogical if I perform the addition operation in this class. No one is going to do that. The moment they give addition, it is meaningful that this particular class is going to perform the addition calculation. The moment you give subtraction, it is meaningful. Okay, if someone is looking at this class, it is very much highlighted, right? Subtract name itself says that this class is going to do the subtraction. Meaningful name. Likewise, the main method, since it is because of its importance, because it is going to act as the starting point, it is going to act as the starting point, it is going to act as the ending point. The name should be meaningful and powerful as well. Name should be what? The name must be meaningful as well as powerful. So the name of the main method is stated or is defined as main by the Java people. No explanation is required for this. Just a meaningful name, okay, just a generalized statement. Okay, so that's why they have declared the method as main. Why? Because it could be because it is giving the importance of, it is giving some importance to this method. Main means something important, isn't it? Like name is meaningful as well as powerful, yes or no? Because all the logic, all the internal logic, all the operations will start from the main method itself. That's why it is given as main name by the Java people. You don't get this question, but this is for your understanding I have given you. Making sense? Yes, no? Are you good? Come on, type something in the chat box. Okay, good. Okay, next question. Question number what guys? Question number 12. Okay. What is the requirement to provide? So this is very, very important, guys. I am saying everything is important, but trust me, whenever I am saying important, please treat it as an important question. Please pay some attention, okay? Especially this one is very, very important. parameters to the main method. What does it really mean? What is the requirement to provide parameters to the main method? So what is the prototype of the main method? So this is the prototype. Okay, this is the actual prototype. So this is what the parameters are. Why it should always be string? Why it should always be string? Why not integer? Okay, this is the internal specification. They want us to, if you have any parameters, you can pass in the runtime. How it can happen? What we have to do with this? Is it an advantage to us? Why it is string? Why it is args? Can I change this name? Can I change this name? Why it should always be string? We'll understand that now. Okay. So to understand these parameters, you need to understand the three type of input data in the Java application. Usually, input data in the Java applications or application is categorized into three types. First one is static data. So this is not related to the static keyword. Okay, this is completely different. I'm talking about the data, static input. I will tell you what is static input. Next one is dynamic input. I will tell you what is dynamic input. And the third one is, this is the important part, command line input. Command line input. Okay, so let us understand what is static input. Okay, if the programmer provides the data at the time of writing the program, it is called as static input. Very simple. If I have a Java class A, I have a Java class A. Okay, why Java class A? Let us take it actual usual class. Okay, let us take the name of the class as test itself. Okay, inside this test class, inside the main method, I am taking two values, integer A equal to 100, integer B equal to 200. A equal to 100, B equal to 200. System dot. Okay, let me copy this from here. System.out.println A plus B. Okay, this data value 100 and the value 200, they are assigned to the respective variables A and B. Okay. Don't you think that this data is written at the time of writing this program? It is a static data. This data is already included in the program. If I run this code for 100 times, output is going to be same, yes or no? Do you think that there will be any changes with this output? Because it is static, it is going to be same forever. This is called as what? The static data. Why static data? This 100 and 200 is not going to change unless you change it. Unless you change it, it's not going to change. It is going to be like this forever. Once the program is written, and if you are giving this program to the client, okay, this data is going to be there forever. If I run this code, if I execute this code for 100 number of times, the output is going to be same. Okay, what is this? Java C space test.java. What do we miss here? Public static void main. Okay, so public static void. This is integer now. Prototype was wrong. Okay, that's why we got it. Java space test. Answer is 300. This is called as static data. Are you getting this? This is called as what? Static data. This is void, not integer, void. Static data. Static data. Now what is dynamic data? Second one is what? Dynamic data. We got to know what is, static input is going to deal with the static data. And what does it mean to be a dynamic input or the dynamic data? If a programmer provides data at the time of execution. Executing the program or during the runtime. If the programmer provides the data at the time of executing the program or during the runtime, it is called as dynamic input. How can we achieve this? Let me take a small example. So I will introduce the scanner class today. Okay, but the explanation will be given in some time, not today, after completing the OOPS concept. Okay, we need to collect, instead of keeping this data, keeping this input as static, I want to collect the input from the end user. In order to do that, I will be using a special class called scanner class. I will tell you what is it. I am creating an object for the scanner class. System. Okay. Just look at this line scanner. It means it will scan input from the end user at the runtime. For now, just try to understand like this. It will scan input from the end user during the runtime, but it is not directly available to us. You need to import this from the util package. Import java.util.star. Okay, there is a big explanation for the scanner class in the future topic. For now, this is used to collect input from the end user. Okay, how the input can be collected. Okay, so if I try to System.out.println, okay, I just want to print something in the console to alert the end user. Okay, enter the first number. Enter the first number. If I run this code, okay, we are asking the end user to enter the first number, but the program has got terminated because we are not collecting it. We are not extracting the value from the end user. Okay, for this we have alerted the end user, but we need to extract the number from the end user. For that, what I need to do, okay, if you want to collect numerical values from the end user, define integer, collect a, any variable you can give. Let me take it as a. Okay. Use this reference variable sc. I'm sorry. Use this reference variable sc dot next int. It means now you are giving an option to the end user to type something in the console. The end user can type 1000 or the end user can type any number, but it should be a number. Likewise, I will trace this. Okay, don't worry, I'm going to trace this completely. Enter the second number. Enter the second number, and this time you are going to collect the second number from the end user. You are not defining the value here. You are doing what? You are using this reference variable and you are giving a method name like next int method you are giving. It means this data will be collected from the end user. As simple as that. How the end user knows that you need to input the values? You are alerting him with this statement. You are giving me the alert that by looking at this, you will come to know, okay, the end user is supposed to enter something in the form of number. Enter the first number. Okay, he will enter. He will enter something that will be collected and assigned to the variable A. Again, he will enter the second number. He will enter some number that will be collected and assigned to the variable B. After this, what we are doing? We are performing some mathematical operation. What is it? System.out.println. The addition of two numbers are, okay, A plus B. You collect this from the end user. A you collect it, B you collect it. After collecting, you display it in the console. This is called as dynamic input. What is it? Dynamic. Don't worry about this, especially the scanner. There is a big session for this. I will ensure that you are getting the clear picture about the scanner class. For now, we are trying to understand what is a dynamic input. Okay, let me run this code. Okay, Java C space test.java. Compilation is successful. Now I am doing execution. It is asking us to enter the first number. Enter first number. It can be anything. Don't you think that we are giving the input at the run time or during the execution time? 1000 I have entered. It is asking for enter the second number. 2000 I have entered. Okay, this 1000 will be, the value 1000 will be assigned to A dynamically. Okay, value 2000 will be assigned to B dynamically. After this, the addition of two numbers are 3000. Okay, every time the moment I run this code, I can enter new data, right? This is called as dynamic input. What is happening behind the scenes, we'll understand. Okay, let me take this code, go to the paint screen. Okay, this is our code. Okay, main thread will come into the picture. We know this already. I don't think I need explanation. I need to explain this over and over again. Main thread will get access to the main method. This is the first instruction. It is encountering what? The scanner class. Okay, it will come to know. Okay, something scanner. It will come to know. Okay, an object will be created for a scanner. An object will be created. Come to the next line. We are printing something in the console. What is that something? Enter the first number. Okay, after printing this, the control will go to the next line, which is what? Integer. Now focus here. sc.nextInt. So we are using this object reference. Okay, this object reference is part of the scanner, and again the scanner is expecting system.in. It means collecting input from the keyboard. Collecting input from the keyboard. By using the scanner class, we are specifying it here what? We have to collect the integer value. It should be integer type. Why integer type? Next int is part of the integer value. Next integer is a method that will accept only the integer value. Okay, now see the main thread is pointing towards this instruction, right? Until you enter, until the end user is entering some value, this will not move to the next line. If the end user is not entering any value, the main thread will be there forever. This will be pointing to this forever. It is waiting for the end user to enter the instruction. As soon as the end user is entering some value, it should be a numerical value. For example, if he is entering 1000, the value 1000, okay, this value 1000 will be assigned to the variable A. 1000 will be assigned to what? To the variable A, like this. Then it will move to the next line. Next line is what? Enter the second number. Enter the second number. Okay, this is a straightforward statement, nothing to get inputs from the end user. Next line is what? Again, it will wait for the end user to enter some value. Because we are using the next integer method, it will expect some value from the end user. If the end user is not typing any value, it will not move. It will be here forever. Okay, let us say end user is typing 2000. Now this 2000 will be assigned to the variable. Which variable? B variable, because B, we are using the variable name B. Variable name can be anything, yes or no. So in our example, I have taken it as B. The end user has entered some value. Okay, it is happy, and the cursor will move to the main thread will move to the next line. Next line says the addition of two numbers. This is a direct statement. It will be printed. Along with that, we are trying to print what? A plus B. A plus B is what? This is the value of A. This is the value of B. These two will be added. 1000, 2000, 3000. So the answer is what? The addition of two numbers are space concatenating 1000 plus 2000 is equal to 3000. This is getting displayed in the console. Don't you think that these two inputs are dynamic inputs? Don't you think that these two inputs are the dynamic inputs? Yes, no? Everyone, are you getting this? What is the dynamic input? Come on, answer. Everyone. Yes, no? Very simple. I mean, you forgot about scanner means you are expecting some inputs from the end user during the runtime. Don't you think that this is an advantage? If I run program for any number of times, every time I can expect new values, right? Yes or no? This time I can enter 10, 20. Dynamic in nature. Next time I can enter different values, dynamic in nature, but previously it was static. Always the values are same unless and until you change in the code. Yes or no? So we are talking about something command line. We need to understand command line argument, but we have completed dynamic input. Next, this part we need to understand what is a command line input, because understanding this, to understand this, we need to understand this too. We have understood what are these two. Now we will understand this, because our understanding should be on what, why it is string or string args. Third statement, what is a command line argument? Command line input. Okay, if you get locked out of the meeting room, please rejoin. Okay, don't assume that the class is over. Very, very important topic. Please rejoin. Okay? Please be informed that if we provide input data along with the Java command, and in the command prompt, then that input will be treated as command line input. Now look at this. See, now I'm removing all this. Okay, we are trying to understand what is a command line input. I'm removing all this. Okay, we need to understand why it is accepting string array args. Let me remove this also. Okay, what is the actual command for the compilation, guys? So I just saved this code. The actual command for the compilation is java c space test.java. The command for execution is java space test. The output is going to be blank, no issues. Now this time what I am doing is I am doing the compilation by using this command. I am performing the execution. I think time is up. Thank you for rejoining. Please confirm if my screen is visible. Can anyone confirm if my screen is visible? Good, Samantha. Let me pull everyone in. Okay, see, now let's go back to the topic. See, if I do the compilation, now during the execution, I am trying to, you can pass values in the form of strings. For example, java space test. Okay, I can give space, I can pass values 100 space 200 space 300. Okay, how many values I have passed? See, okay, so because of this line, something is happening behind this thing. So what is that something? I will let you know. Okay, let us take this code. While executing this, usually the typical way of performing the execution is just give the java command followed by the class name, the code will get executed. Now what I am doing, I am passing three values 100 200 300. What has happened to these values, that we will understand now. What has happened to these values? Okay, let's go back to the so these values are called as the command line arguments. You are passing data in the command line by using the command line, right? What is happening internally? There is nothing to be displayed on the console, but something is happening behind the scenes. What is this something? We'll understand. Okay, main screen. Okay, see, this is our code. I need a compiler, I need a JVM. Okay, and this is our file. Okay, our file name is what? Test.java. Okay, compiler is coming into the picture. Okay, the usual command that I use for the compilation is java c space test.java. Okay, because of this command, this test.java file will be loaded to the compiler. Okay. Compiler will perform the syntactical errors, check for syntactical errors, and it will generate test.class file. Okay. Now that command for the execution is what is the command that I have gave here? A new command. Okay. This command we already know. Till here we know this already. Execution, but this is something new. I am passing three new values: 100, 200, 300. Yes or no? Because of this, what happens? This test.class file will be loaded. As usual, it will be loaded inside the JVM. So this is the JVM. Okay, and main thread will be created. Main thread will get access to the main method. Main thread, let us make it as empty. Main thread will get access to the main method. What is the prototype of the main method? Public static void main, we know that. And again, there is another prototype called, it means there is a parameter called string array arguments. This is what? String array arguments. What happens? Okay, this string array arguments internally, string array args is going to store these three values in the form of array: 100, 200, these values that we are passing in the command line will be stored like this in the form of array. I have already told you, I have already given a small picture about Java arrays in the extra days class. If you don't remember, you can visit that. And again, I will be giving you the complete picture about arrays in the future talk. For now, if you want to store multiple values, okay, so this is a string, right? So this is not the way to be stored. I'm sorry. Okay, this is how it could be stored. Let me increase the font size to, okay. String array args. Okay. All the values will be treated as string. So double quotations. 200 and 300. Values will be stored like this. Internally in the memory representation, this value will be stored in the array rack. Okay. Okay, this is going to be first value that we are passing here will be stored here. Second value will be stored here. Third value will be stored here. Okay, and the name of this array rack is going to be what? Args. Why Args? Here we are giving args. You can give any name. It is not mandatory to give args. You can give any name. For example, if you are giving the, instead of args, you are trying to give Ganesh. Okay. So Ganesh variable name will be assigned here. Instead of args, here now this could be Ganesh. Like just you can give any name. It is not mandatory that it should be args. Any meaningful name you can give. In our example, let us be it as args. This value is assigned. If these things are happening behind the scenes, then the main thread will get access to the main method. All the instructions in the main method will get executed. Firstly, this will be taken care. If you are passing any values, this will be taken care. So what is the proof that these values are getting stored? Okay, let us go back to the program. Okay, what I'm trying to do is, we know that already, I have explained to you already. For each and every array, the indexes will be created. Okay, this is going to be what? The 0th index. Right, this is going to be first index, this is going to be second index. Okay, if I try to access args of 0, 100 should be displayed on the console. If I try to access args of 1, 200 should be displayed on the console. If I try to access args of 2, okay, 300 should be displayed on the console. Let us check if those values are getting displayed on the console or not. System.out.println args of 0, args of 1, args of 2. Let me run this once again. Java C space test.java, Java space. See, 100, 200, 300. The values that you are passing here is getting displayed on the console. Why? Because internally this is how it is getting stored in the form of array. The form of array, each and every index of, each and every value is getting an index number 0, 1, 2. Okay, by using this variable name along with index number, you can extract the value by using the index name. along with the, using the variable along with index number, you can extract the actual value. By using the variable name along with index number, you can extract the 200 value. By using this variable name along with the index, you can extract the end value. Okay, this is the purpose of this string array args. You can pass values from the command line. For example, if I want to pass the names instead of numbers, java c space test dot java space test space Ganesh space Darshini space Samyukta. Okay, these three values will be stored in the array rack. Ganesh is going to get index number 0, Darshini will get index number 1, Samyukta will get index number 2. Okay, as after this, what we are trying to do, we are trying to extract this value by using System.out.println. All the values are getting extracted. Okay, I can also do other way. If you want to find the length of the array, for example, System.out.println, I want to find the size. I want to find the size of this variable. Okay, if there are 2 values, size should be 2. If there are 3 values, size should be 3. If there are 4 values, size should be 4. It depends upon the how many values we are passing inside the console. Java C space test.java. Okay, size is 3. Why 3? First value, second value, third value. 3 values are there, that's why size is 3. Okay, so instead of doing this, I can use a for loop. I can set the starting point integer I equal to 0. I is lesser than of, okay, args dot length. It is going to give me the size. Actually, the loop starts from 0 and it ends exactly before the length. This length is going to be the length that we are passing in the parameters, in the command line arguments, I plus plus. Okay, I have created a for loop inside. Okay, and System.out.println. Okay, args of I. Very simple. I'll explain this program, no worries. Java C space test.java Java space test space 10 20 30 40 50. Okay, I have passed 5 values 10 20 30 40 50. Okay, the size is 5. Okay, if I run this, I am getting all size is 5, all the values are getting printed. Why all the 5 values are getting printed? I have used a for loop. In the for loop, I have initialized the condition boundary as 0 to arrays.length. Arrays.length is what? 5 values that is getting caught from the command line arguments. Okay, the loop will run for 5 times. Each and every time it is the values are getting extracted. First time 0th index value is getting extracted. Second time first index, second index, third index, fourth index. The value of the 0th index is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So these are called as command line. Why we are using string array args as a parameter? To take input from the command line. That's why we are using. I hope this is making sense. Any confusion? Let's repeat this once again. This is not a rocket science. Definitely you're going to get this. Right? So that's all for the today. Tomorrow one more class will be on top of main method. Okay, then we will start the concept of remaining topics in the Java. Oops. By May 15th, I will complete oops. By June 15th, I will complete the Java. Okay, that's all from my side. If you have any questions, you can ask me.